Sorry about that. StreamYard's been a little bit finicky today, which is the day before Thanksgiving, but our main goal here is to cut the bull and be as lean, mean, fighting defense and as versatile as pro style offense. Let's get rolling. This week of or what we call Rivalry Week. Sorry about this. Obviously, StreamYard is giving a hard time. Let's get going with the first game. And hopefully this works. Still waiting for it now. It's not working. Sorry about that. Let's get into the first game. Now everything's starting to work. I had to freaking shut down the window. If there is a little stop between in the video, it's because the StreamYard acting up. Let's get into the first game. Texas Tech Red Raiders versus the number 7 Texas Longhorns. And of course, this is a rivalry game for the Chancellor Spur, which I've seen a lot of Texas games. I've not seen many Texas Tech games this year. But I've already read about the worst game they had all season, which I give this game a 3 to 30 point spread because of how loaded up Texas is. And I think we're most likely going to see Texas in the Big 12 championship game. Why not? Okay, next game. Let's roll down. Next is number 11, Penn State versus Michigan State. This one's played at Ford Field this year. So this is going to be quite interesting because this is the first time that it's at a neutral site, Penn State, Michigan State. So I give this a 3 to 24 point spread. Hopefully, I would love to see Penn State run all over them, passing and offense. Hopefully, they'll be a lot better than last week. Because last week, a lot of people were bitching, moaning, groaning about how the offense was run. I'm like, at least it was consistent, at least for once. On Penn State's side. Michigan State, I have not seen many of their games. I've heard how badly they got thumped by Michigan themselves, so this could be a quite interesting game. And I'm giving that a 3 to 24 point spread. Let's get into the next game. Let's roll down. Number 15, Oregon State versus number 6, Oregon. The Ducks in the – which that be now? That is – okay, I'm double checking everything in my notes. No, there's nothing No nickname for this rivalry at all, from what I researched. Oregon and Oregon State, I've actually seen a few each of their games. This one, pretty much the former, I know Oregon State has the former quarterback for Clemson. I can't, Tuiangalele or something. His last name is, I cannot pronounce it real well. While Oregon, they have a decent offense. Defense, they say, oh, we recruit really good defensive players, but it could go either way. But this could end up like what happened with Oregon when they went against Washington the first time. It looks like they might have to face Washington again in the Pac-12 championship game. But most people are going to be rooting for Oregon State to beat Oregon just for the last year of the pack of this rivalry, pretty much. Which I give it a 2 to 40 point spread. This could be quite interesting. Okay. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Number 16, Arizona versus Arizona State. This is a rivalry known as the Duel in the Desert. Whew! The Wildcats versus the Sun Devils of Arizona State. This is going to be quite interesting. I've seen actually, I didn't do a spread prediction on Arizona, but I did with Arizona State. But I seen Arizona's last game against, let me think, it was, I forget who it was off the top. Oh, Utah. There it is. It finally kicked in my head who Arizona was. And they thumped Utah pretty hard. I'm like, what the hell? I even was talking to the Utah fans, like, what went wrong with you? It was like everything's going off the rails for them right now. I give this, the Duel in the Desert, I give this a 3 to 21 point spread. 3 to 21. I think this could be an interesting one. I don't think it's going to be really pretty much like a blowout. I think this could be that someone gets lucky on it. Now the next game should be West Virginia versus Baylor. This is going to be quite interesting. I say this would be a 3 to 14 point spread because Baylor has dropped since like 2 years ago when they won the Big 12 championship game. So I'm saying a 3 to 14 point spread with it. It's going to be a pretty much 2-score game at max. I just cap it on 2 scores it doesn't matter if Baylor loses or Baylor wins on this case. West Virginia, same thing. It's just that I've had a great run of good luck with West Virginia this year. It's crazy how good of luck. It seems like every time I put them on my spread prediction, they usually cover the spread, my spread prediction. Okay, next game. I'm going to roll down. There we go. There. It is number 2, Ohio State versus Michigan. Yeah, Michigan, this is what we call the game rivalry of Ohio State and Michigan. I'm giving this a 3 to 12 point spread. This could go one way or the other, but it could get really out of hand with Michigan. But I'm thinking Ohio State with the receiving core they have and how much the O-line has improved. It seems like it's going to be a lot better than I thought. Let's get into the next one. Oh, clicked it twice. Here we go. Washington State versus Washington. This one is known as the Apple Cup. Oh. Yeah, there we go. A little glitch on my mouse on that one. Washington versus Washington State. I give this a 2 to 40 point spread. I think more closer to 40 because Washington is literally on a roll because number 4 Washington. If this ends up Washington making the playoff, I would be happy with them. I would congratulate Washington and welcome in with open arms. But with Oregon, I would just tell them, open your legs so I kick you. But I say this is a 2 to 40 point spread. This is going to be one of the biggest spreads I'm giving this week because Washington can just literally destroy Washington State very easily. Okay. Next game, I'm going to slide my finger. There we go. Oh. Number 5, Florida State versus versus Florida. I'm so used to saying both schools being ranked. This one is known as the Sunshine Showdown in Florida, pretty much. So now I give this a 2 to 21 point spread. I think most likely this is going to be Florida State's to win. I think they're going to run all over this game with victory because they've done it with LSU, and I think it's going to do the same thing. Okay, next game. Wait for this. Clemson versus South Carolina. Let's see here. Nope. Yeah, this is Clemson versus South Carolina. There's no nickname for it. So I give this a 3 to 16 point spread. I do not know who will. You can't. It's like the old saying, pick them. I'm saying it's going to be a 3 to 16 point spread. 3 to 16 point spread. Next game. There we go. Yep. Okay, this one, Cal versus UCLA, known as the Bear Bowl. The Bear Bowl. Okay, now this is going to be I give this a 3 to 36 point spread. So this is going to be quite interesting to see because I don't see this it's a 3 to 36 point spread and everything. Okay, let's get to the next game. Which is number 17, Notre Dame versus Stanford. This is another rivalry, but that doesn't have a name to it. So I give this one about a 7 to 30 point spread. It could go pretty much thumping Notre Dame, just thumping Stanford. That's the reason why I say 7 to 30, because if this stays close, meaning Notre Dame's not scoring. So that's the reason why it's going to be a 7 to 30 point spread. Let's get into the final game of my spread predictions of Rivalry Week. Okay, this is Wisconsin versus Minnesota, the battle for Paul Bunyan's axe. This is quite common with these two. Who's going to take that axe to each other on this one? I give this a 3 to 31 point spread. Wisconsin and Minnesota. Wisconsin looks a little bit better than last year, the way I've seen and everything. It's quite interesting. I give it, this game is a 3 to 31 point spread. Okay. Let's get in the end of this video. Call it an end. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment in the comment section. Follow me on X so that you can enjoy the talks and everything on that platform. And happy Thanksgiving, and see you next time, which is going to be next week, which is the championship week. And then after that, we will see you for the big game known as Army-Navy, which is going to be what I call the Battle of the Branches. I'll see you next time. We are Penn State, and everybody else, lock and load.